In this video, we will talk about why the idea of Cocaine Bear is stupid. And does he deserve all these millions that he has achieved? And how much my rate for the movie? And if you did not watch it, do I advise you to watch it? Complete the video to the end to know. Today we will talk about Cocaine Bear. You know what the film is. I know you've heard of it. If you haven't heard of it, I am so proud to be the one to tell you about it.
Cocaine fell from the sky this morning in Knoxville, Tennessee.
There's more of this.
What's the story of Cocaine Bear? Loosely based on real events from 1985, Cocaine Bear starts out with a drug smuggler ditching duffel bags full of cocaine bricks off of an autopiloted plane into the Georgia wilderness. After the bags fall into the Chattahoochee National Forest, a black bear gets into the bags and quickly becomes addicted to the drug. The usually peace-loving bear then begins to wreak bloody havoc. Meanwhile, Missouri drug dealer Side instructs his number 2, David, to take his grieving son, Eddie, to retrieve the remaining duffel bags. But they aren't the only folks heading into the forest. Two 13-year-olds, Dee and Henry, have skipped school so that Dee can paint a waterfall. Eventually, Dee's single mom, finds out and sets out on their trail, where she meets Park Ranger Liz, who's unsuccessfully trying to flirt with Park Service Administrator Peter. As the various groups collide in the forest, they must all contend with the now cocaine-obsessed apex predator that's stalking around the forest. Now let's talk about the topic that made you enter the video. Why is the idea of the movie stupid? Because it is simply Cocaine Bear. But I don't care about the idea as much as the execution, acting, drama, comedy, and music. There are a lot of movies that have strong ideas, but the execution was bad. There are many movies that have a simple idea, but the execution was so beautiful that I could rate those movies 10 out of 10. From the power of execution, acting, and everything without prejudice to the idea, such as Top Gun Maverick. I wish from all my heart that you subscribe to a channel and click like for the video if you like it. Is it any good? The idea of a coked-up black bear destroying everyone in its way to more drugs is initially novel, but the concept doesn't quite carry the entire movie. Some viewers will likely laugh a lot as the bear gets so aggressive that it starts attacking people, sometimes because the unfortunate soul also found the cocaine and is covered in its debris. But after a while, Cocaine Bear becomes more of a slasher flick than a comedy, and the blood spray, brain splatter, torn limbs, fallen fingers, and accidental shootings start to mute the laughter. Plus, it's hard to invest in characters who exist solely to feed the same punchline. The bear loves cocaine. The bear will kill everyone in its way, over and over again. The most compelling subplot is between David and Eddie, the latter of whom is a rare find in pop culture. The adult son of a drug kingpin, he not only wants out of the family business, but he wants to be left alone to grieve the death of his wife. And Martindale is likely to be a crowd favorite as gun-toting Park Ranger Liz, who had hoped the day would end with a romantic moment with the clueless Park's service manager, played by an always amusing Ferguson. Russell's formulaic, not without my daughter story arc is bolstered by the goofy young convery, who plays Dee's best friend. And Sari's human mama bear character is a necessary foil to the actual bear, who's always on the hunt for more of the cocaine to eat. Banks and writer Jimmy Warden milk every inch of humor from the titular pitch. But the bear's manic drug-induced antics leave little for the human characters to do other than die in a bloody, if occasionally funny, manner. Ultimately, this movie is an entertaining gag that grows a bit tiring by the 10th shot of viscera and gore. Is it any weak? The beginning of the movie starts off in a fairly funny and shocking way. The next several scenes are clunky, and they feel more piecemeal together, where the story doesn't quite know what type of tone that it wants to follow. Even some of the lines that are written for the wonderful Margaret Martindale. They don't totally work. I mean, she's still getting to deliver her dialogue in her classic sarcastic style. But here it wasn't funny sarcastic or biting sarcastic. It was just off the same goes. For the first instance, we meet Isaiah Whitlock Jr.'s character. He plays a detective working the case of a dead guy with a bunch of coke. and then goes to investigate where he thinks more may have fallen. It's like the story didn't know quite how to just introduce some of these players to the narrative, so their beginnings feel misplaced or oddly ushered in. Luckily though, the film does find its footing, and it becomes the extremely wild ride that it promises to be. I thought it was just going to be a dumb fun time, but it kind of exceeded that for me. Now if I want to look at the flip side and be fair, because it's not a perfect movie, it is just there to entertain and have a good time. So the CGI, like I was mentioning, at times the bear looks great, it looks really good, and then other times it looks a little wonky. And then you mix it in with some of the CGI blood or limbs flying out. It can be a slight annoyance, I'll agree. Also that sometimes the bear isn't on screen as much as it should, maybe again going back to that CGI issue, but you'll go through long stretches of the movie where they tease the bears about attack somebody, and then you won't see that character again for another like 20 minutes, and that includes the bear. Also, so there are slight slumps in the entertainment while they build you up for the next gory kill. What is my rate? Cocaine Bear celebrates its nonsensical story and gives its characters and its bear plenty to chew on provides. A script with jokes that mostly kills that frequently delight and gives us exactly and specifically what we signed up for now. I hesitate to say you should shut off your brain and enjoy this movie as much as I did, because I think that exercise is mostly thrown around to excuse truly bad films, or so bad they're good films. And I don't believe that Cocaine Bear's either of those things. It's a great horror comedy about a bear that eats cocaine. Probably the best we'll ever get about such an inherently ridiculous premise. Now this is where you come in if you're the kind of person who can buy into this insane idea and enjoy it for precisely what it's presenting itself, as you'll probably have a great time. It's gory fun as hell and packed with hilarious grotesque kills and over-the-top characters, and at 90-ish minutes it's paced near perfectly and never overstays its welcome or overdoses on the joke. And my rate is 7 out of 10. If you got here, don't forget to like and subscribe and tell us in the comments about your opinion about the Cocaine Bear. Peace.